Hello everybody! Welcome back to Dark Heresy. We continued tales from my echo chamber. Still no carpet. It's been bought. It's on its way. But it's not here yet. Last time, our very brave and occasionally stupid acolytes made had themselves a big heckin' fight. Lupus Libertas was assailed by some malefic intelligence and also by a hell of a lot of gunfire and stabbings. Juno took him right into the heart of it. Also Graves got righteously hacked.
They're a minigun.
Yeah. And of course, the ongoing what the fuck is wrong with all of your force fields? Seriously.
They are the most unreliable piece of equipment we have. And consistently so. I guess that makes them reliable.
Yeah, your force fields are like more fucky than your Ceiko.
That's a good point.
Listen, sorry about that. I'll fix everything in a moment, but first I gotta fix the walker.
As much as you can in the field. Yeah, the walker is at half wounds, or well, half structural integrity. Chimera is only just above half structural integrity. As it turns out, blast melter weapons are fucking scary. And, yeah. Because of how hecking scary they are, in fact, all retreated behind a big line of sight blocker, called in artillery, and then sent Ceiko to go and snipe at them. Unfortunately, Ceiko has, while he is stealthy enough that they don't know exactly where he is, they were able to work out that they were being sniped. They're not Skyrim guards. So they suppressed the area, which triggered his force field. And unfortunately, his force field is a conversion field, so he flashed like a flashbang. Not great.
Listen, I don't see anything wrong here. Our sniper might lose a fate point, but other than that, we're probably fine.
Our sniper just needs to not shoot and relocate.
Oh shit!
That's right. He got for artillery.
Do we have any smoke mortars?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, for now, let's continue with the turn order, which starts with Iavus Graves.
Oh, really?
Why are you surprised you're at the top of the initiative order?
Oh yeah, I forget who I'm playing right now. I mean, I still don't want to go back out there without a force field. However, I'm starting to hear gunfire over towards Ceiko, so I am worried.
Just grab his ass off the... Sorry, I don't know why there's so much phlegm in my voice. Just grab his ass off the mountain.
Can I even see him? Last time I checked, he made his stealth roll so good that he's invisible to me.
Did it explode?
Yeah, there was a massive flash of light from where the others told you he was headed towards.
Ah, that is no bueno. I guess it's time to start climbing this mountain. Actually, do I even need to do that? Let's see if I have the run speed over. I mean, if this map is one to one.
Ceiko's position on the map is not, because of the line of sight blocking I've
Fair
got
enough.
set up. He is just in a nebulous location near there.
Well, if I sprint, I can double my run, right?
Yes.
Would 128 movement be enough to get to him?
I'm sorry. Oh, right, the fucking
Yeah, I
legs.
forgot about
yes.
them for a second.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to make an athletics roll to get to him. You would, however, be going at such a get that I'd need some sort of agility roll if you wanted to do like pinpoint maneuvering. If you wanted to run up, grab, and then like U-turn to run back down.
Now, I figure I'm gonna have to like wait a turn because that is a sprint, so that is a full action. I was probably going to try to risk it for the biscuit, take cover, and hope they don't get too close at shooting us. Because if he's discovered and I have to pull him back out, this is what we gotta do.
All right, man.
So yeah, I'll probably just drop prone because I assume nothing's gonna get up in melee with me. I'm allowed to make that assumption. And hope I don't get
Sure.
jumped. Oh.
You can't. I feel like this is not being too biased in reminding you they do have blast weapons.
Ah yes, AoE. There are those mortars. And if I'm prone, I can't dodge those, can I?
You can just
At a penalty.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to get hit with those. It's the main reason why I gotta get them out, because if they start using those blast weapons, they'll be fucked. If I can't pick them up, then there's no point in... Alright, I guess I'll just make the agility test to try to do everything, to try to pick them up.
Sure. Do you have the acrobatics skill?
I have one rank of it. Actually, looking at how good my agility is, I might not want to hold off on that. Here's what I'll do instead. I'll try to be near Ceiko, but not like within blast radius of Ceiko. That way, what am I trying to say? That way, they'll at least have a different target to use some of the blast weapons on, so they don't just focus Ceiko down.
So
You're gonna regret that choice.
more than 3 meters away from a Ceiko.
Yes. And then...
How far out does my flashbang go?
Pardon, sorry?
How far out does my flashbang go?
Not far enough.
Not that I'm not sure how much that actually affects.
Wait a
Graves.
minute. Give me a second. Can Leap Up be used? Is Leap Up on your turn or any time?
Get me the exact wording, please.
Let me go look for it.
Winter, your flashbang has a radius of 6 meters.
That's pretty far.
Yes. However, even going way back, Graves has had cybernetic eyes that
That's
mean
what
he isn't affected by
thought.
those.
Yeah.
Just
is a
that-
free action.
That's good.
Is a free action on anyone's turn or just mine?
I believe they have to be on yours. Of course they are. That's not in the core mechanics section.
Because why would it be?
Okay, it's actually not specified. Yeah, I guess you can just stand up at pretty much any point.
All right, then yeah, I'll definitely slide prone at the end. And then just stand up once I hear the mortar shells coming for me.
Again, they aren't mortars. You
No,
guys
bless
have the mortars. Those are giant laser beams.
Ah, yes, I'll stand up once the giant laser beams start getting charged for me.
Explosive, blasting, melter laser beams.
Yeah, that'll be my turn.
So, Juno and Lupus Libertas. Eloa has just gotten your gun back online, but yeah, there are still holes in you.
Yeah, unfortunately, we need to be in fighting shape. So I guess, can I ready an action so as soon as Eloa's done repairing me, we move out?
You want to move out?
I'm not gonna
During a killing
move
barrage.
like into the field of fire. I'm gonna move so that if we get bombarded by something, we're not sharing a blast radius.
Alright.
Move like up here or something.
Yeah, so you can do like a half. You can ready a half action move.
Perfect. I will ready a half move.
Alright. Eloa.
Difficulty, please. One.
Does help when you ask what you want to do, rather than just
Well,
the difficulty.
Well, I did already say like multiple times what I was going to do, but okay, I'm gonna fix the machine. Difficulty, please. I have 4 ranks of Forbidden Lore Admech and 1 of Archaeotech.
Also, cheerleading
It's
bonus.
a +0.
I still have the cheerleader bonus.
Well, you didn't use it before.
Okay. I can't remember if that was still up or not.
But yeah, there are no penalties on you, so difficulty-wise, it's a +0.
Oh, well, then I choose to succeed with 6 degrees of success.
All right.
So 12 armor points, and then I will detach my mechadendrite and fall to the earth.
12, you said?
Cool. I added it already.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Wait, are you sure? Man, I was fucked up.
I mean, on my end it says you're at 37 now.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know what I was at before numerically. I just didn't think it was that bad, jeez.
Oh, yeah, you are at exact half.
Okay, well, perfect. And if
So
that's the end of Eloa's
where
turn, I
are
will
you gonna
go ahead and
trot
move.
to?
Apparently, Lupus Libertas moves really fast, so I guess I'm gonna go hang out with your initiative buddies. Yeah, it's gonna go up here. somewhere so that we're more spread out. And before I start moving, I'm gonna turn all my fucking shields and forward facing this way. So if I trigger ready actions, I don't get blasted to pieces.
Alright. No, they are all busy just blamming the fuck out of Mount Ceiko.
Excellent. Your sacrifice will be remembered. Also, hello, initiative bros. I am now initiative bro. Right. I think technically I'm a little bit further than. Nah, I'll just be there. That's fine. It's good enough. As long as I'm out of sight. All right. That's my turn.
And given that they are initiative bros, there isn't actually any problem with me, stacking them up real close in the corner like that. So if you want to move the extra, like a bit extra, you can.
Yeah. No, it's as long as I'm like completely covered this deep in, this is fine.
Yep.
If I need to move deeper in to get full cover, I will do that.
I throw down a command, tell Ceiko to pull back, and prepare to correct fire for the artillery. Next turn.
Alright, speaking of, it was the end of your turn that the artillery cometh.
Hit it.
So, I need to open up only more to look at basilisks.
Yay!
Look at the master of
Oddly
ordnance.
enough, nah, we're not using those. We're using actual basilisks.
Ah, even better.
Well, if we get shot by an artillery, that's why I moved. So, lol.
Alright. So, they are indirect 5.
Direct 5.
Indirect 5.
Oh god.
So, if the ballistic skill are all... Well... Narcie, how many rounds did you call for?
4.
Alright. So, if there is a miss, or if there is less than 4 hits scored, then the other ones just scatter 5 to 10 meters.
Well, the good news is we're about 16 meters away, so.
They have blast 1d10 plus 10.
But.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Snips, can you see the main bit of the board?
Well, yes, I can.
Alright.
Oh.
Where do you want the shells to go? Where is your target?
Well, I initially called it like on those heels.
Okay.
So just right there on this specific square would be target number 1. And
Alright.
if he hits there, we're good.
And the others?
Second one, a little bit to the right. Well, my right. I don't know what the hell the artillery crew is going to be looking at. And the other one, you know what? Let's double up on this heel. Drop it there. Just pound these assholes.
Alright. And the fourth and final one, are you happy with where I just throw it randomly, or...?
No,
I'm not.
I'm not. Put it there. Put it there.
Which bear?
There.
Alright.
Oh wait, I thought I confused it with the one that was right in front of us. Because there is one right there, Merz.
Oh, no. That's eradication.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you were just dropping one on top of us to see if we're paying attention. I was like, oh no.
I didn't see what it was.
So, I guess, since strictly speaking, these are single shots. I should roll a separate test for each of them. Shot 1. Oops. Shot 2. Yay. Shot 3.
Oh no!
You fuckers need to correct fire.
So one of the basilisks is jammed. Shot 4.
How?
How do you jam a basilisk?
Yeah, I'm confused, but
Boom. We no longer have an artillery battery.
I mean, surely it's just a misfire. Misfire's gonna happen.
yeah.
When the barrel exploded,
Yeah,
had to
so-
replace it.
Shot 3 never arrives. Shot 1 is gonna scatter enormously. Three. So the good news is that it's not scattering towards you guys. The bad news is it's far enough in this direction as to be useless. The other two are mostly on target. Of course, mostly on target still means they bloody scatter. Just because that's how indirect weapons work. They, yeah. 5, so it's going to go dead right. Oh no, it isn't. And that one.
So close.
So the artillery coordinators clearly interpreted "fuck that hill" as being "fuck the other hill."
As they usually do.
18 and 19 meter blast zones.
Fucking dodge that, you assholes. Wow, that's a big blast.
You can indeed see the aura.
Yeah.
I can't actually see an aura. I just see the little marker aura.
That, well,
That's
in any case, it's fucking big. They cannot into dodge. They would have liked to into dodge, as well.
It's too big. Where do you dodge?
I guess in theory they could just start digging.
Oh, it's so good to see.
It can, but it doesn't have any equipped right now.
Yeah, we need to get them some.
Thralls, what's your soak like? Okay, so you reduce each of those by 11, so... Wow. That Pretty much just beyond you, Savin.
Aww.
Yeah, it's good that the artillery arrives when it does. Ceiko and Graves will not have to face the terror of 2 or 3 eradication rays targeted purely on them. As that ridgeline ceases to be.
Oh, thank God.
Ceases to be. Yeah. It is an X ridgeline.
And this is why we don't break for Mason.
Look, Baltus, it's just pining for the fjords. So at that point, I can actually just clear initiative.
Good effect on target.
If, continue fire?
Negative.
Well, we could always do the rolling thunder thing, guys. I mean, that was a legitimate tactic.
Yeah. True. Just.
Look,
No, it
Earth
is
Shakers are precious.
Ephraim. Alert. 1 round, not fired. Cannon inoperable.
Understood. Tend to the machine spirits of that particular Earthshaker delicately.
And now we see why the IG doesn't lose every time they're fielded on the tabletop. It's rows and rows of Earthshakers.
Ah, this is a big table you have here. I'm just gonna sit on this corner. Take out my artillery models if you don't mind.
How's the Chimera looking? I can't see its health bar, so
Pretty rough.
Yeah.
Well, 19 out of 35 hit points. And that's after the repairs.
Neither of your war machines are in optimal condition. They'll still fight very, very well, but yeah, their machine spirit, the Chimera's machine spirit hungers for rest. Lupus's hungers for blood, cybernetic blood.
Juno's going to key her exterior speakers and say, "What a rush that was! A shame we could not finish it with more gusto, but it was a fireworks show, Narcie."
No.
Yes, and thankfully we did not get caught up in it.
Just key in on her internal mic. No need to shout. We're all linked on the microphones.
But I like shouting. It is very loud.
And that's why I wear ear protection. And by ear protection, I mean I have cybernetic ears that can automatically filter those things out.
I'm just going to turn down my ears.
I have an out of character question. If you're a cyborg and you have a machine spirit in you, does that mean you have a stand?
No.
I don't know
That's
what that
not
means,
how that works.
but we have said many times that yes, cybernetic upgrades, especially the more advanced ones, have machine spirits in them. Eloa is now a cloud of machine spirit friends.
He's just asking if he can be a JoJo.
I'm shitposting.
I
Alright.
still don't know
Oh.
what stand is.
Once people begin to disparage Juno, she's going to crank her speakers all the way up and begin singing hymnals to the Emperor and go stomp on some corpses. Smush. Smush.
Looks like. Well,
I
I'm
would
sorry.
like
You're
to
at the.
offer my ear protection to Jeff.
Swish.
You're at the back of you're sent to back. So what you're doing is getting smushed by corpses.
Excellent.
No, Juno is on front.
Yeah, just offer the air protection to Jeff and drive up behind Juno.
Yeah. Thanks, boss, but got my own.
Oh well, thought it'd be nice to offer. Before we drive too far, it would be nice to pick up Ceiko so he doesn't have to walk.
And that's when Graves
Yeah.
pops up with Ceiko on his shoulders.
That would be. I adore the image of basically Darth Vader having Doctor Doom with a sniper rifle just running back to on his shoulders, running back to the Chimera.
Look, you think I'm joking, but I swear to God, we need to make this the official tactic for our next fight. It's
Dropping
gonna work.
artillery on them.
You just have Seiko firing shots off of your shoulders.
It would be amazing. It'll work. Trust me.
Anyway, so are you actually going further into the quarantine zone?
I think the entire point was scouting, right?
Yeah, I don't believe we have any
So-
reason to get further into this. Also, hey, there's one servitor here left, but I can probably just shoot him to death.
You know what? Before you
He
stomp,
was just forgotten about in the artillery deletion.
Well-
oh god.
So
We're
my
here for
question is,
scouting, so we should probably just take a closer look at these assholes before we go anywhere.
we can do that, but my question is, Merzendi, do you have another page for scouting further in prepared, or were you expecting this to be the scouting part?
It would just take me like a couple of minutes to prepare another one.
No,
I
thanks.
figured with your like the injuries to Graves and like the Knight, you would probably call this a win. But I don't know if you are satisfied with what you've learned about the Men of Iron's tactical capabilities.
Well, my question wasn't for us to send Big Dick Walker in the Chimera, but I do have servo skulls, and they are tiny. As in, that's their size.
Yeah, so remember the point of scouting wasn't to go and look, it was to go and find them and fight them and evaluate, like, how do they fight? Is it safe to have Skitarii fight them?
Yeah.
Is-
Well, I wanted to see if we could I could scout any safe passages in, but other than that, that's fine. I mean, we have orbital scans for that.
I think we should probably just leave.
If you want to, you
Ooh.
can send the servo skulls in. I just initially didn't understand why you would want to.
It was only to get the lay of the land and ascertain the best possible ingress to do this. But now that I realized what I'm saying, this isn't World War II. We have satellites. We can just look at what terrain looks the best for us to go forward. Can I send a servo skull to just do a preliminary scan, not that far outward, and then while we're back on this part of the map, just a quick zoomies?
Yes. However, make me a. If you are doing that, you're going to need to make me a willpower roll.
Willpower roll.
Yep.
Okay, I guess I'll spend a fate point to give me a +10. is this modified by any of my forbidden knowledges and stuff like that in my tech use?
Let me look at the ones you have. I'll also take a peek at your talents. So if you don't mind me switching back to the player sheet instead of the advancements page.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, that's this one. Hang on, let me just. I don't have any of my cool Magos talents yet, so I've mostly been working on advancements.
That's fair enough. Yeah, your archaeotech is not high enough to affect this, so it's a flat +0.
Yeah, you never gave me Archaeotech. You said I could just have the 1 point, you jerk.
Yeah.
You know, I can help with that.
I already did it.
Do you have my +10?
No.
This isn't really a
How
conscious
dare you?
thing. So it's
Roll a
Yeah.
6. Oh god, you did do it.
yeah. Your servo skull heads out its scout. For a moment while it is there, I assume you're using a wireless mind link with it?
Yeah. I know where this is going, but continue.
Yeah. You feel just a presence surrounding it, pressing on it and into it. And for a moment, you almost lose control of it. But your faith in the Omnissiah is true. He is righteous, and he protects those machines that look to him. Your servo skull complete mission and returns.
Do I learn anything from the little scouting run?
So, just say again what you were what you were looking for, I guess.
Well, this was the servo skull with the auspex, and I was not only looking for ingress routes, but also for potential ambush points that, you know, I could logically deduce that they had, given that we have engaged them once already, and then likely areas of not only ingress, but where we should preliminarily bombard before we rush in. It's like, oh, well, given the tactics that I've observed so far, logic dictates that we should probably fire Earthshakers at this point before we rush in with Scutarii.
Yeah. You can find a couple of other places that look like that have similar enough characteristics to this place. Right. Looks like they would be able to set up similar ambush tactics and have strong points overlooking them for the actual killbots themselves to rain death.
Alrighty. Well, I will have beeps returned to me, and then I guess we're going to go report our findings. Actually, I think we were going to look over these things.
the Men of Iron themselves.
Mhm.
So, there's a problem with that.
Forbidden lore men of iron isn't a thing that exists.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is the Earthshakers. They aren't, like, you
Fair.
know where they were, but they have sort of been spread across, like, a 20-meter area.
Got it. They came back
Yeah.
to Earth as Chunky Rain.
Yeah. However, Eloa, if you could make me a Forbidden Lore Adeptus Mechanicus roll on some of the bits you can look at, that'll do for examinationing them.
Difficulty, please.
+0 base. Is Narcie able to? Does Narcie have that trained? Could she be? Can she assist
Forbidden
you?
Mechanicus?
Yes.
Of course I have it trained.
+10?
Yep. All right, Ella. Looking at the components, there's a lot in common between these and the Rust Servitor monsters. While they were moving, these seemed to be contiguous pieces, but when they've broken apart, their chassis have just spilt. And like the Rust Servitors, they are comprised of many smaller components. But while the Rusties are made of pieces of Scythia or other servitors, you can recognize each and every part in these Men of Iron. They are parts you yourself possess. The sacred cause of the Mechanicum's cybermantles.
Th-
These are comprised of tech priests, the most sacred and holy pieces of tech priests, turned and fused into abominations.
They ate cyborgs. That is amazing.
They don't eat cyborgs. They turn the corpses of cyborgs into more of them.
Technically, eating them.
These are not men of iron true. These are former tech priests overtaken by the men of iron's foul techno-sorcery. At a guess, these are the Texorcists that went missing.
Well, that eliminates any doubts I had in my mind. How do we deal with this?
We will take what pieces we can back for further study. However, it appears that their weaponry does considerable damage and is meant to take out tanks and walkers and the like. Small Skitarii kill teams clustered loosely would be our greatest strategy.
Dunno, boss. I didn't use them much, but I did have those warping autocannons.
See, I think this is the one moment where we could absolutely all come together and start raining down micro battery shots from the Mother of Invention.
Bombardment is an effective strategy. Between the artillery and the Mother of Invention, the Mother of Invention should open up first, and then we follow the Earthshakers in.
And we're not gonna be alone. This has to unify all the Magos. There is absolutely no room for fence-sitting in this regard. He's a man of iron.
Didn't the big, the big boss tech priest, he looked a bit annoyed on the hollow when you were talking about bombardments before.
Well, he can look as annoyed as he likes. Still doesn't change the fact that these are horde abominations, and they need to be eliminated with extreme prejudice. And extreme prejudice sometimes includes artillery bombardments. Say that fellow losing a knight. I'm sure he wouldn't want to be responsible for that.
Weaken up the area at the very least, and try to avoid the center. That is likely where the archaeotech is being held.
Most likely what is producing these monstrosities.
If it can be saved, then we must do so. However, if I have knowledge of histories and paranoias, there are possibilities that I do not even wish to voice out loud.
Well, now we're just curious.
Actually, if it's heretical, I would prefer not to know.
Heretical, no, but let us retreat first, and then out of
Yes.
this cursed place, we can discuss our strategy amongst ourselves and then amongst the Magos.
Yes, let's get out of here and back to base. I can feel my own blood on the floor here, and it's out of reach with the crown on. It's most disconcerting.
You wanna pop a hatch? I can get up there with a mop for you.
I don't particularly fancy being sniped in here. Let's get back to base, and I might take you up on that. Not sure I can actually stand up after that impact. I think I might have broken a rib.
So the adrenaline has to die down for you to realize your own mortality.
Yes, like I said, that was an incredible adrenaline rush.
You have to be in control of the night and not the other way around, Juno.
I was in control, Narcie. I retreated when you said so. As much as I could
And you
feel how much
charged.
Lupus Libertas did not want to.
Let's not argue this. It's an incredibly illogical conversation.
Yeah, you're right.
But feelings would make
Returning
us
this camera back.
fine. Turn around and start stomping back to base.
Fine, I'm gonna take my mech and go home.
Ugh. I was wondering what the other day what a fucking archaeotech chimera would be capable of. That would be fucking silly good fun if we could get one of those.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before we fully get back to base, Gina's gonna stompy stomp over here and reach out her giant chainsaw arm to Graves. High five, Graves.
I'll reach back up and high five.
You do not lose an arm.
It does actually automatically trigger your pain receptors to high five it.
Oh, does she have the blade fucking going?
No, no, but your pain receptors detect you pressing against blade and it pressing back, And they just preemptively they preemptively go off as if to,
Is it to tell you that this is a dumb idea?
yeah.
Danger, danger! Don't do this. All right, let's get out of here.
Just un momento. And yeah, I'll hold on. For some reason, the map browser has lost all of the names of things.
Weird.
No, refreshing did not help. Yes, this one is the planetary map. So you are able to head back, and you are once more at the and pass back through the front line of the defensive cordon. And yeah, you are back in, well, I'd say safety, but you're in as safe a situation as you can possibly be, given everything that's going on. You can see, as you are making your way back, one of the artillery batteries, and it just has a basilisk that has, its barrel has been peeled like a banana.
Fucking nanners.
Juno will wave at the battery, her giant mech suit.
The artillery coordinator will return the wave. She just looks very pleased to actually be acknowledged by a hecking giant robot.
It's
Thanks
fine.
for the assist.
The machine spear is still whole. They simply need to melt down and reforge the barrel.
Shouldn't have built up in the first place. Could have been something with the ammo.
Or the fact that it's likely been in constant use due to this war.
Hmm.
Sometimes maintenance will slip.
The sooner we end, then the better. Surprised they didn't figure out this whole Men of Iron thing earlier.
Mm.
I
You
doubt
know
that's
how it is
high
with
on.
those. You know how it is with those in positions of great power. Sometimes they fall to the weakness of flesh, and pride gets the better of them.
And
To
I
be fair,
doubt Men of Iron was high on anyone's list of ideas for causes of corruption.
we do seem to have
The
a tendency to run into tech heresy.
You're not wrong.
the Magos Rubius himself acknowledged that they were in fact men of iron. He simply kept that information from himself and away from his second in command.
Don't you mean Solomon?
Allies.
No, Fabricator General Solomon. Sorry, Rubius is the guy in the space station.
I can't believe.
No, he's not on the space station. That's Gage. Rubius is the neutral dude.
No, that's Theodric.
No,
That
that's
guy.
they're both neutral.
Yeah, this is a guy on the station that.
No, the guy on the station is the
the
guy in orbit. It's right here. Where's your Primus Gage?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are two neutral
It's been a while
boundaries,
since we've
and
been
then
back to yeah.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, so
well, yeah.
the reason why you're remembering Rubius with the station is that he is the one constantly in communication with the station and had that like air corridor where he was sending up like all of the produce, so the Forge Worlds didn't fall behind on its obligations.
Got it.
Anyway, once we have returned to base, Juno will, with Narcie and or Eloa's help, remove her crown and physician heal thyself. I'm pretty sure I don't need to actually roll. I'm pretty sure a minimum roll get me back. Yeah, that'll get me back to full. Just put a little band-aid on myself. Well, I can't say that wasn't a great deal of childhood dreams coming to fruition. Thank you for the ride, Lupus Libertas. Hopefully we'll see victory by the sword next time. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to bathe myself in anti-radiation medicine.
As you have deactivated it, Lupus Libertas can give no reply.
But Juno's going to talk to him anyway. Pats him on the console. Probably cleans up some of her blood off the floor. So, should we concoct a report for the Fabricators General and Dominus Primus, or...
Way ahead of you.
Of course.
It's my job.
Uh,
Juno, I'm gonna need to speak with you at some point. I just want to make sure after your first run with Lupus Libertas that your brain is still intact. Just a routine check.
Sure, Narcie. If you think that's necessary.
Well, can harm to check, so...
Just call me whenever you're ready. I'm going to go take a shower.
Before you do,
After
though,
this report.
boss, yeah.
Hmm?
We do need to, decide what we're gonna tell them.
Oh. Oh.
You were right up there in the thick of it.
Yes, that. That reminds me. I don't know if any of you experienced this, but while I was connected to Lupus Libertas, even I felt a presence in the aether. Some malignant intelligence pressing in on me, trying to, I imagine, seize control. Seems the Fabricators were correct in hesitating to send Skitari to battle.
You weren't the only one. Thankfully for me, it was quite easy to push out the influence, as I had decided to not interface with the Chimera. There are a lot of security vulnerabilities that Imperial vehicles have.
Frankly, I'm surprised I was able to sense it at all, being unaugmented, but I suppose that is the Crown's... I don't want to say fault, for I maintained the connection long enough that I was able to speak back to that intelligence. Not to go fuck itself. I don't think it'll take that to heart.
Admirable.
Hmm. Well, then this changes things. I felt no such presence, but if both of you did, Syndicus Guitarii is a.
If I may interrupt here, Stray, you did feel that when you sent the servo skull out, remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then same thing. Well then, redact that. I sensed much the same when I sent out my servo skull. Syndicus Guitarii would likely be most unwise. I have a suggestion. The house guard, they're largely unaugmented, yes? That of your lovers?
Juno blushes a little, but she'll nod. I haven't taken a full stock of Augustus's house guard, but yes, his troops are mostly flesh, I imagine.
Then he has found himself in a. We have made sure that no one can listen in on this conversation, right? Like usual?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, then he finds himself in a very powerful bargaining position. If he offers up his house troops and we succeed in our mission and purge the men of iron from this planet, that means that this Forge World will offer him a great debt. He could likely ask for upgrades to his warship. And that was what I would do, anyways. If he wanted pure monetary gain, I'm sure they would be more than willing to offer it.
You think
But
something on the
since
mother of invention other than just the hilariously inaccurate macro batteries would be nice.
I would suggest lances.
Well, if the air corridor is still open, perhaps I'll go and make the suggestion.
He would be risking his house troops, but if he succeeded on his gamble, and I do know how rogue traders enjoy a game of chance, he would gain much leverage over the Magos here. The mole?
Mother of invention.
Oh,
Mother
MO.
invention.
Okay.
Yeah, fitting new ship components is weeks or months.
But also lance batteries. Lances are real good. And that would mean if we got a targeter, we could like place a targeter, just run away, and then we would get accurate orbital bombardment.
Yeah, yeah. It would also, however, mean that, like, for your next job, you are probably going to have to head there on, like, a borrowed Mechanicus frigate and, be without, like, Orgy and orbital support for that job.
What you really were saying is Juno's gonna be without dick for a month. That's.
I was literally about to say that. But also, in my opinion, it's worth it.
Well, I suppose the opinion that really matters is Augie's. He might also be willing to
Well,
just
it's
keep
worth
that
it.
for a favor.
It's worth it to ask, is what I meant.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Giving him a status update is probably a good idea at this point anyway.
Well, let's not lose focus on the main thing, which was you deciding what you wanted to put in the report.
Yeah, I think we should definitely emphasize the malignant intelligence in the Wi-Fi, and anything they send to go to the Grave of Titans needs to be on airplane mode.
Ah, God.
And also,
Very, very slight nudge to their superior technological level.
and also intimate that any attack by those heavily augmented without the being of the higher ranks will likely be overwhelmed, as it appears the Texarcists have been turned into slaves.
Actually, yeah, let's put in a compilation of all the different types of cyber zombies we've seen out there.
And the tactics they've employed, so they know that these guys burst out of the ground and know how to hold the high ground with their heavy support and all that. That really probably emphasize that having artillery support is going to be quite valuable to get into the grave.
Yeah. Also, yeah, they already know about the really strong mind melting ability, right? Too.
Mm.
Let's
The
also
the one
reiterate.
that tried to mind rape, basically a low level one tried to mind rape Juno. I assume
Yes.
like that one wasn't even a pure blood. That was just one that just sort of.
The thing that tried to mind rape Juno was the actual Man of Iron.
Oh,
Like
okay.
that's the
Mm.
intelligence in the Wi-Fi.
Yep. And once we
So much worse.
once we send out that message, basically, it'll be composed with extreme logic, and then before we split up, especially for Juno to ask if we can borrow some frontline troopers. Um, Merzendi, can I make a? You remember the conversation we had a little while back when you asked me what I thought it was?
Yes.
Do I need to make a logic roll to dispense any of these theories, or were they logical enough as they were?
Uh,
As in, some of these theories might be too outlandish.
this is an outlandish situation.
Okay.
However, so yeah, it's
All right. So I have several theories. I'm fairly certain my character doesn't know about Necrons, right?
Do you have
Guess who
like
does?
forbidden law well, do you have a special forbidden law Xeno for Necrons? Because if not, no.
Yeah, I'm just saying so I don't talk out of turn. So no, there
I
are
know a few things about the Necrons, let me tell you.
there are a few worrying theories I have. It
Merz?
could be that the well, as was done before, the ancient the ancient ones went a bit too far, and the STC has become sapient and has been producing its own men of iron. The other horrifying possibility is that a man of iron went to the STC and uploaded its abominable intelligence.
That would be that would be bad.
Is it
I will
possible?
relay that to you specifically. To the
Is it
rest of the
possible
group.
that there's an original Man of Iron buried down there too? That it's the source of all these problems?
That is another possibility, yes. Though what I know of them, I would not think at only one so powerful as to reach into the minds of so many.
Who knows?
If it is just one, it's probably not an ordinary one.
Is there any such thing as an ordinary Man of Iron after 10,000 years?
Hey, uh, grunts are grunts. Don't matter what you're made of. It's my guess would be it's some sort of officer man of iron.
That is a good theory, Jeff. Perhaps the reason why this man of iron survived so long was because it was so clever as to hide its existence in this far-flung part of the galaxy, unheeded by the Omnissiah. From the tales, even men of iron had a command structure. You had, as Jeff would say, your grunts and then commanders and so on and so forth. It makes sense that one would be advanced enough to be amalgamous to Amagos. Abominable as that idea is.
Yeah. So, let's. Uh, if it is just one and it's just buried, there are a couple of thoughts. One, why now? And two, how the hell do we find where it's buried?
Well,
Mm.
presumably it was uncovered when the Fabricator General's men uncovered the STC. It's likely not far.
It could even be this to say, which is something I don't even want to consider as a possibility.
Alright. Let's not think about that. Let's just think it's an actual original Iron Commander, whatever. How do we kill it?
I look at Graves.
I'm not going in personally. I would say that we need to bomb it.
Nod.
If
Hold
I
on,
have
hold on.
the
Are there not records of the conflict against the Men of Iron? You'd think whoever did kill them in the first place would have left a manual of how to.
the Omnissiah was said, or as you call him, the Emperor have said to completely purge them from existence. They should not be here, and their memory was wiped as to make the victory absolute. Even with all of my knowledge, I only know legends.
Damn it.
I could ask the Fabricator General, but he is under no compulsion to surrender any information he might have in some old forgotten data storage.
You'd think in the spirit of cooperation he might be inclined. It's worth an ask, I think. Perhaps there's something in the archives.
Indeed, but remember, even here, politics hold sway, just as it is on every world in the Imperium.
Thinks momentarily back to Moab's quote-unquote politics and shivers. Don't
Praise
remind
be
me.
Muad'Dib.
Alright. Is there anything else we need to put in the report?
I do not believe so. We can. This is simply the report. Um, we can discuss further. Place an invitation for discussing further tactics later on.
Yes. Well, before that, I am slowly dying of radiation poisoning, so I'm going to go take care of that. Then I suppose find Kiera and ask about getting a ride back up to the Mother Convention to talk to August.
Yeah. Actually, now with the Civil War called off, shouldn't even need to fly that specific route.
Hopefully. Although this would be an inopportune time to find out that the great enemy has developed anti-air zombies.
I'll better safe than sorry. I would not want to lose our one right out of here. And the best pilot in the force.
So at the very least, we'll give it a wide berth. Jenna will clap Narcia on the shoulder and then go take a shower full of rad scrubbers.
Yep. Iodine pill, chemical shower, perfumed bath afterwards to recover from the effects of the chemical shower. Unfortunately, this is a Forge world. The only perfumes are machine oil and sacred incense.
Oh, at least that's Cass's favorite aroma. And then yeah, actually no, that's a perfect gift. Actually, it's machine oil, bath soap. Perfect. She'll love this. I'm gonna steal some of that and then yeah, hitch a ride back up to orbit.
Alright. When you do head up, obviously Kara calls in ahead to let them know. Augie is waiting in the hangar for you, and while he does immediately move to embrace you, you can just tell he's quite something has concerned him.
All right, and Juno will come in and give him a big hug and say, "You look perturbed. Is something the matter?"
Yes, love. There has been a message from Lord Reeve.
By your disposition, I take it it's not good news.
He has arrived at Luxor, but no, the rest of it is ill tidings.
Taking a deep
One,
breath.
one of his agents at the Moor has alerted him about movings in the Inquisitorial Conclave. They are. You are apparently doing a very good job. Enough so that they are quite annoyed by you. There seems to be some movement to censure you.
Us specifically, or Reeves' entire warband?
You were all your specific cell was mentioned.
Oh, good. Well, glad we're making an impact. I have a feeling I know what this is about, too. Why don't we retire to somewhere private? These should be for your ears only.
Of course.
Yeah, I guess I'll take Augustus back to his room and tell him about our meeting with the creepy motherfuckers back on Port Mall. And
Yeah,
they're
look, we're totally talking with the heretics.
apparently they're not the heretics. Apparently they're the ones who are gonna get us censored by the Inquisition.
By the
Maybe
way,
we're
I've
the
been
heretics. Who the fuck knows? It's the Inquisition.
I'm meaning to ask, do the House Guard really have a chance against these guys?
No.
No.
Oh.
Way better a chance than Scytharia would have. Scytharia would take one step into there and then immediately be taken over. What my idea is we say, "Hey, House Guard, welcome to this planet. I know you guys have shitty weapons, but we need to get this over with. So here, everyone gets a hot shot and everyone gets carapace."
Nice.
Courtesy.
Anyway, we were mid-scene.
Sorry.
Yeah, but anyway, I'll tell Augie about our meeting with the Port Maw crew and that apparently the Ordo, which one was that? Malleus?
No.
They claim, well, they said they were under the auspices of the Hammer. Yes.
Yeah, see?
But we found out what they actually were.
Yes, Narcie recognized some of the coding in their rosette as being the rather more secretive Ordo Sicarius.
Right.
Narcie generally knows much more than she should.
Anyway, Juno will probably just say some secretive inquisitorial order because she doesn't know what the fuck any of this is. Anyway, they have some harebrained plan to make the Tau fight the great enemy or something. We told them that was a bad idea and they need to get their shit together because they are getting other people killed and also dramatically empowering the Tau to do things like, I don't know, warp jump. Like, I don't know, putting them in contact with fucking chaos magoses and causing time rifts. So please stop or we're going to come smack you around. Apparently they didn't take that lightly. Also, in other news, Augie, my boy, there's men of iron on this planet. Oh god, oh god, oh god. But hey, this presents an excellent opportunity for you.
It's just to slow you down a bit. When you talk about some secretive Inquisition group, Augie will just be able to tell you that according to Reeves' agent, this is something to do with the Ordo Malleus.
Yep. Apparently a subgroup within the Ordo, or else at least use them as a cover for their operations.
That makes sense. Now, when you say men of iron, you mean the veritable fairy tale.
Yeah. The locals down on the planet's surface didn't realize the gravity of the situation until my fellow nerds pointed out what I suppose was obvious to them, that this STC down there is being protected by a man of iron, and who is taking over all the Scutarii on the planet, or at least has the ability to, and turning them into techno-zombies.
All of the Scutarii. That
It even had the ability to at least attempt to influence a knight. Speaking of which, I got to pilot a knight.
it worked.
It
Excellent.
did! It did. I rode my glorious steed into battle and chopped an enormous fat zombie monster in half with a chainsaw twice the size of Graves. It was glorious.
Well, I am incredibly happy for you.
Thank you. I would not have gotten here without your support. Oh, uh, mm, speaking of your support, though, Eloa had an idea you might be interested in.
I have a feeling I can guess it.
Yes, well,
I- If they can influence Skitarii, well, I do have an army that is not Skitarii.
indeed. The crew of the Mother of Invention and myself are about the only unaugmented people on this planet or its environs, which puts you in a remarkably powerful position should you wish to leverage it.
Well, there were some upgrades for the ship I did have an eye on. If the Mechanicum are able and willing to provide for those services, then I am more than willing to commit my troops. And if they prove insufficient, to personally collect regiments of the Imperial Guard from Moor.
Juno will smile and say, well, then I just happen to have the communications frequency for the Fabricator General here, if you'd like to speak with him at your leisure, perhaps a bit later. I think Eloa is delivering a report to him, or perhaps it's Narcie, one of the two is delivering our report that should confirm just how ineffectual his augmented forces are going to be.
Indeed. Now, since I have you back here, would you like to enjoy some food that does not taste of machining oil?
I would like to do quite a lot of things. And time to ride him into the bedsheets. Let's go.
Yes.
Sausage in a bun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think after piloting a knife for the first time, Juno's going to take the lead for probably the first time, at least try to.
He is a rogue trader. He is uh, very willing to experiment.
That's my boy.
So, yeah, while, the uh, captain's bed in the Mother of Invention is being broken, the rest of you, I guess I'll put this out as a question. Would you like to play out the scene of you delivering your report, or would you prefer it just summarized?
Let's just summarize it. I'm too tired to do it properly.
I'm good with.
I mean, I can, but if we want to just summarize so we can move on to the next bit, that's fine. Because technically, it's Eloa delivering this report as the highest ranking member of the Adeptus Mechanicus in the Warband.
All right. Then yeah. You can info dump at the ruling magi. Theodoric is very perturbed about his theory being proven correct. He would much rather have been wrong and there not have been, something that can just mind control the augmented. Solomon as you can see that he is taking mental notes about all of the types of zombie you have fought, and all of the magi just look incredibly disturbed, disgusted, and infuriated when you get into, the stuff about what the Iron Thralls actually were. That's some fucked up shit, yo.
Very
How
much
does
so.
it make me feel?
Hey, you say that, but those were literally their friends. Like, they actually knew them personally. And now they've
fuck.
been turned into that.
Something so heresy that few even.
Damocles will inquire about. So, on these reports, none of the abominations you encountered match the description of the one cited, of the one you identified in the initial vid recording.
Logic dictates that it is likely at the epicenter.
Affirmative. I simply query, do we believe that is a more elite form, or the center of this abomination itself?
Can we take 10 seconds so I can go and grab my food from outside the door so it doesn't get cold?
Go for it.
Calculating.
Yeah, I'm worried those carapace armors were going to do enough.
Against Men of Iron? Probably not. We don't even know how many Men of Iron actually are and what their relation is.
Would this be something important enough for us to actually stop and deal with it, or are we moving on?
Yeah,
can't
we're
just move
staying
on.
here to
We
deal
have
with this
the
shit.
authority.
Okay.
We're not
Yeah.
moving on because we are the heroic type.
Yeah, this is not
This is
technically
also
our
very
moving
job,
on will just
but
give more ammunition to our Domalius. So, many reasons to stay and fight this out.
Jesus Christ, that was the biggest delivery bag I've ever seen. What? Philadelphians really do not care.
Alright, yes, DCL, this is a very big and important thing. At least While it's at a scale you can help with, you probably should stay to do that. If it just ends up, like, turning into a massive, dragged out, protracted siege event, then you may want to move on to another job.
Yeah, that's when we tell them just to nuke the planet and move on.
Not necessarily, but like, when it reaches a state where your kill team can't really contribute much, it's probably more efficient for you to go somewhere else and then maybe come back later. But yeah, dependent on how this goes. This
Yeah.
is a sort of war that could possibly last for centuries.
Yeah, the reason why I asked is because at least from everything I'm getting, like this is something where the Imperium stops and goes, wait, we got to delete this first before anything else.
Yeah, this is too important to just like pass on.
Yeah. You do not have to stick around to ride it out in full. That's it. It's going to be up to you guys to as to if or when there comes a point where you say we've done enough. We can leave it to the armies to deal with now.
My opinion is we should at least make sure that the big bad is sucker punched, and then just send in a cleanup crew.
Yes, kicking them in the nuts and running away. My specialty.
Usually you're not the one running away. It's the guy that you kicked.
Oh, in this game, no.
But moving back into the discussions, Damocles was asking about, the the live super form that was spotted. What theories you had about that?
I have several, but I will only relay the most likely. One, this is a highly advanced form of the Men of Iron, one of their leaders during their insurrection during the Dark Age of technology. That would allow it to have missed the gaze of the Omnissiah when he purged them from existence, and has been slumbering beneath the planet for some time. Another theory is that this STC was corrupted long ago, and is now corrupted by the Men of Iron long ago, and is now recreating them according to the pattern, bringing the cursed race back from the grave, as it were.
Solomon will reply to that, just saying that the initial examinations showed that the STC, while it had been damaged and changed by time, hence sending the Texorcists to cleanse and repair it, it was primarily for the God Machine, the Titans, the Warlords. They did not detect any indication that it would attempt to make smaller things.
Were there, of course, I know the answer, but were there any indications of warp travel within the system in the days, months, weeks, years preceding the insurrection at the Grave of Titans that was not authorized by the Adeptus Mechanicus?
None authorized nor unscheduled.
And then, logic dictates a buried horror has arisen and has sought to corrupt a men of iron. Corrupt an STC.
This that answer seems to please the two lords fabricator. However, Theodoric will query here. The creature that, well, the man of iron on the vid appeared to tear itself out of one of the Texorcists. That would indicate that is not then the core buried horror.
Hmm. Your logic is sound. Perhaps the ranks have been infilled. Were there any new excavations upon this planet? Any large events that happened preceding this catastrophic turn in the Omnissiah's path?
Solomon will tell you that he has been conducting several excavations across the grave of Titans this past century. Just re-examining the interred machines, evaluating whether they are yet able to resurrect them, if anything was buried that should not have been, and of course in the past 10 years opening the pyramid tombs that predate Vindalex's ascension as a true forge world.
Pyramids.
Yes, sorry, that was something I should have described. That's just on me. Yes, the grave of Titans. They are buried in giant pyramidal structures. And this is something. This is something you would have been able to pick up during your time here. Yeah. The grave of Titans. It's modern use. Well, originally, when the Mechanicum, okay, let me start that again.
This is a very reasonable reaction considering the fact that we're facing a potentially corrupted Titan STC.
Yes. So, way back when Vindalex was a minor and was an industrialized world, and the Grave of Titans was a location in which there were, gigantic pyramids, like step pyramids that had huge machines buried in them. At some point in the last 10,000 years, the industrialization grew and grew for it to become a true forge world. And they opened some of the graves, they looked in them, and those are really damaged machines, ones that we don't have the capability to repair. And they sealed the tombs back up. And now, when there is a mighty machine, like something that is too holy to the Omnissiah to write off, but too damaged to repair, they bring it back, they put it in the Grave of Titans, they strip out all of the bits that are still operational, and they construct a giant pyramid over and around it, with the intention that once they have the ability to repair it, so they've got, the specialized technology needed, they can reopen the grave, they can repair the Titan, they can bring it back.
They never do they?
They've never been able to. Oh, there was one time, about in M38, where they were able to gather the resources required to resurrect one of the warhounds buried there.
Oh, that's
But
nice.
yeah, for the most part, if something is damaged enough to be sent there, it stays there.
All right. Can I get a listery, a listery, yeah, a list of the history of excavations in chronological order so I may overlay them with whenever the Grave of Titans started to become hostile? Specifically, when the STC was found and the Man of Iron was discovered.
Alright, yeah, can absolutely get that. And it was like a 6-week difference between that tomb being opened and another 2 weeks of exploration for, well, yeah, another, well, so let me start that timeline again. So the tomb was opened, about 2 weeks passed for exploration, they found the STC, they started examination, and then 4 weeks later was the event on the vid recording. The Texorcists attempting to cleanse it, and them and the Scythia, they're all dying.
So then, we have a timeline of events that reveals to us a target. However, as it stands, we should not send any more Scythia or those of the true flesh in there, as they are being subverted by the abominable intelligence.
There is a somewhat grudging agreement. None of them want that to be true, but they have to acknowledge that it is.
I do believe that none of the higher priesthood should even enter the zone. The warband will take point, but I would suggest a group of unaugmented with, girded with our weapons. It is the most logical choice. It cannot subvert what it cannot understand.
Again, grudging agreement. Solomon will say that to clone an army of sufficient size would take really quite some time. He puts the estimate at 10 to 12 years.
Logical conclusion. Barter with the rogue trader.
Query. Status, strength of rogue trader forces.
Do I know how large his house guard is?
Guess who does?
You can rob Narcia on this, but yeah, you can give a fairly close estimate. Narcia is a fucking obsessive. She could tell you exactly how many combat effectives he has.
And their equipment.
Yes. There is a bit of buzzing while they calculate, while they run calculations. Damocles and Solomon both look to Theodoric, and he nods. The odds are sufficient for them to agree to the suggestion. They calculate a 53.15 chance of success if those troops are utilized in concert with the equipment they can provide and the strength of your own warband.
And of course, Rolling Thunder.
Yes, though once again, Solomon is just going to veto any ordnance used directly on the SDC tomb.
Of course not, only the approach. It should scatter the enemies well enough that we are able to advance and dispatch any of their weakened forces. It's not as if I'm suggesting macro battery rounds.
But what if macro battery rounds, though?
So long as the Earth Shakers are ceased within an acceptable scatter distance of the STC's tomb, then I do not see. Uh, I do not find the logic in any objection.
Yes, you are all in agreement. I need to step away real quick and use the bathroom. So.
Great.
And
I'll
I
refill my
am
water.
gonna make some spicy ketchup. Be right back.
My wrist.
How are you holding up?
Wrist is actually hurting for the first time in a long while. Hey, give me a second. There's somebody outside.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, it was just some asshole blaring his horn.
That's what it's called. So Rolling Thunder was the name of the operation that utilized. It's called Creeping Barrage. Is the actual battle tactic.
Yeah. I knew what you
Rob
meant.
have played enough strategy games.
Well,
We've seen that in action.
I mean, that's literally like it was groundbreaking in World War One when I think the Germans were the first ones to try it.
Brits.
Okay.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the wiki page.
When they figured it's when they finally figured. Well, it's after they literally had it beat into their heads that artillery will not clear barbed wire. So they just said, "Well, you better work quick, boys."
You better work quick, boys.
We're gonna put. It's gonna be literally 5 minutes of barrage, and then we're gonna stop, and you're just gonna be wherever you're gonna be.
Fucking World War One was a shit show.
Oh God, yes. I I I remember watching the time that.
I'll put in VCT what a creeping barrage looks like.
Oh, look up the what's it called, the $1 Million Minute. I know it's not applicable here, but it's really fucking cool.
The TV show?
No, it's where Americans use airplanes to drop down $1 million worth of. This was in the 1970s, 80s. American aircrafts would drop in roughly about it's something like either $1 million inside of worth of ammunitions inside of like within a minute. It's like first it comes in with like a. It's like first it comes in with like helicopter strafing with machine guns, then tactical bombers like unleash their machine guns plus bombs, and then it works its way all the way up to literally B-52s dropping bombs in the area.
That's some hard hitting stuff.
Yeah, and it all hits within like it actually hits within like 30 seconds, but
Yeah, artillery is fucking scary.
oh no, I was talking about planes. We have it now where it'd be like the equivalent of 3 batteries. One battery will hit the ground, the ammunition set to hit the ground and explode. Another one's set to hit, I think it's like 5 feet above the ground and explode, and another one's set to hit like 20 feet above the ground and explode. And
Posit cells.
and they all hit at the exact same time in that order.
Jesus. Yeah, superior firepower.
Yeah, the US forward observers are also nuts.
Danger close. What's that?
Well, they're like, no, it's only danger. All right, you don't know how much of a hard on they get for the phrase. I think it's called time on target. Where, all right, when I give you these coordinates, you will continue to shoot at this coordinates until a general comes down and slaps the ammunition out of that private's hand. Like,
oh, time
you there,
target is how long it's gonna take for them to actually strike it. But I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, I forget what the term. I forgot what the actual term is.
I don't remember it either.
It's anyway. You're not supposed to say this because it's like, and usually when it's used, it's very rarely used on a non-suicidal target. It's usually like, all right, the forward observer, you know what? I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna tell them to keep shooting at where I'm at until long after I'm dead. Because it's either the forward observer or some random general. But yeah, no, they also like really the few that I've met really get off on the fact like, yeah, it's danger close when I can shave from the shrapnel from a mortar round. That's sort of danger close. That's a little bit dangerous.
Anything in their job is fucking dangerous. They just want to see pretty explosions at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, they try and get explosions to be as close to them as humanly possible.
But they do it intentionally, unlike most second lieutenants out there.
Oh yeah, they do it intentionally because that's how they get off.
I like how I was reading this interview with a bomb disposal guy from the army, and the reporter's like, "How can you keep so cool under pressure?" And he just goes, "I don't really think about it. Either I'm right, or suddenly it's not my problem anymore."
Can't yell at me for failing to disarm a bomb when I'm dead.
I,
It's true. You have to
never-
deal with no negative consequences from failure ever.
ever. Oh my god. That just reminds me of some of the fucking weird stories I heard from people that came from active duty. Yeah. So we found an IED and we knew it. So this is before they set it. This is like what the first time they went into Iraq or like the first big push. They're like, so you think they set up daisy chains and then they kick the IED down the road. So you'd see it explode and then you see the daisy chain. They go, ah, cool.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's how it would be if I didn't get blown up. That reminds me. Just gonna post this in VCT.
But now they have all these big rules and protocols.
Generation Kill is an amazing show.
I need to watch that. I really do. It's on Amazon, isn't it?
You haven't. Oh man, you need to watch it. We need to watch
Welcome
it
back,
together.
Merzendi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Alright, so that report done. The rest of you other three, Baltus, Ceiko, Graves, what do you guys want to do while everyone else is busy?
Extremely sulk as I realize I can't go on this mission. At least not with the first. Too many cyber augmentations.
You know who could go on this mission that you could play as?
Hell
though?
no! I will. No. I'm not going to make her first mission fighting Men of Iron. Come on.
But she can parry them.
No! I practically
She-
got torn up by those motherfuckers, and I have like 17 chest armor. She's not going.
Well, she just needs to not get hit. Come on.
Oh my god.
Which is what I've been training her to do.
Exactly,
But it's a little hard
so-
in open field with a storm.
We're not going to an open field this time. We're going into a dungeon.
Ugh, you're not making it better.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Who could go?
I'm going to start training my sword Dadaru in counter tactics for the Men of Iron, not so that she can go, but in case if anything goes wrong, she will be ready.
Alright. That is a good shout. Also, you totally can go. It's not necessarily a good idea, but you can go.
I like my arms though. The last time we got mind raped, I lost an arm. A hand, but
I'm just
was
gonna
easier
send
to
someone
just
else
take
down there to
one
deal with it.
armor.
That's a lot of ones.
It's not my problem anymore.
Hmm. Honestly, I don't want someone's sword daughter to be chopped up either. So I'm gonna leave my thing on that.
Yeah. I mean, by the sounds of it, like, the only person who should go on this mission is, like, Juno and maybe Balti.
Oh god, we need to come up with goons.
I do have the stat blocks for Augie's Vanguard troopers.
Oh fuck, I don't want to send Jeff down there. He also qualifies. He doesn't have augments.
He has a robot leg, but yeah.
You know, he has a leg and subdermal armor, but that's not sufficient for them to do much. What
God, half my brain is robot.
Same.
what can they do? Make Jeff part of the Ministry of Silly Walks?
There's a very important
Look.
ministry, I'll have you know.
He just needs to turn his leg off
absolutely.
and then just get like a soldier's boot. It'll be fine.
The reference was amazing, DCS. Of course it's important.
Yeah, I guess up to you guys if you want to go yourselves or play goons. Diesel, what's Gray's willpower at these days?
Not enough for me to willingly go down there with most of my body being cyber augmented.
Yeah, you like if you turn into an enemy minion, we all die. So that's probably a wise choice.
Merz.
So just going to drop the curtain a little here. Peel the curtain back a little here. About how that stuff would work. You'll have two counters. Like when you fail a willpower test about being taken over, you'll choose one of the counters to go up by your degrees of failure. One of them is, a mental counter, and one is a physical. And if if either of them reach 10, then yes, you will be taken over at least for a bit. When the physical counter goes up, you'll be losing wounds. When the mental counter goes up, that's going to be insanity points you're banking for later.
All right. Well, my question is, how many times are we going to have to make this check? Are you just kind of walling off this entire area for anyone with augments? Because
Yeah, who has to make these tests too?
Merz. With all our
Anyone
forbidden
who-
lores, could we just turn off the Wi-Fi? It might be slightly tech heresy, but
Yeah. Snippy, at any point you are more than welcome to commit heresy for the greater good.
Come on, Radical Inquisitor, let's
I
go.
think I might. I might just turn off my Wi-Fi without saying anything to anyone.
That's probably smart.
I'm not gonna phrase it like that, of course. I'm gonna say that with all my forbidden lores, I have a way to inoculate us from the vile corruption of the Men of Iron. But my methods will be most unorthodox.
Hey, you should upgrade Lupus Libertas without telling anybody. That'd be really swell, thanks.
I'm afraid to touch the knight. I'm less afraid, however, to just do a little bit tech heresy on myself and maybe Graves.
Yeah, I mean definitely Graves. That would super help.
Excuse me, did you just suggest doing heresy to me?
No.
You don't know that. You're dumb.
You better not be saying that in character. You better
No,
not be
none of
saying
this
that
is in
character.
character.
This. I'm not dumb enough to talk in the middle of the fucking Adeptus Mechanicus planet about tech heresy.
Fair enough.
But yes, if I may cut in here, just to go back to the question Stray asked, anyone with like brain augments or who has passed like the Crux Mechanicum is going to be at risk, and it's going to work. It's going to basically be like a lair action.
Unless I engage in tech heresy.
Like when you head into the pyramid, it's going to be one of the list of things I can do to fuck with you. In combat once around, narratively once every few minutes. I won't just spam that one.
Because at first it made it sound like you were just saying no one with tech upgrades can go here, and then I had sad flashbacks to when I sat in orbit for like 5 sessions and did nothing.
See, Narcia isn't really a combat character, and she does have a lot of brain implants, so I just want to keep her out of this.
I don't have brain implants, right?
You do.
Do I have brain implants?
So first off, Gray, just to finish answering DCL, you do have them. You do not have a majority of your brain replaced, but they are there. At least some are necessary to for the sheer amount of augments you have just as a whole.
Just to interface with them. Makes sense.
Yeah, Baltus, you've got minor brain implants with the psychic hood. In this case, none of them are actually relevant for these purposes.
Okay.
The Men of Iron can probably hack your psychic hood, yes. But they don't know how the fuck to use it. They cannot mind control you into casting wizard powers.
You know what? Maybe there is a way to go there and be useful without tech heresy. What if I focus Narcie just specifically on disrupting the enemy signals? She's the radio operator, after all. She's the one carrying the Vox. Maybe whip up some electronic countermeasures. We just have an aura around Narcia that keeps us relatively safe or gives us a huge bonus against those actions.
But yeah, that's possible. You'll need to do some rules for it, and because of how it be, you will actually need to go into the Grave of Titans to experiment and start making those rolls.
You know what? What the fuck am I thinking? I have to go. This is a huge enemy to the Empire. I owe it to Emperor Daddy G.
Yes, good. Get
I'm
tech
just gonna-
heresied on.
I am just going to have to save a fate point in the chamber to use on myself if I get taken over. Before I get taken over.
Okay then. So we're gonna have to go on an expedition to prepare electronic countermeasures.
Yep.
Actually,
well, I guess that,
One
Yeah,
thing to set aside.
would some sort of dampening field work? Or at least give a bonus?
That's what I'm trying to set up.
Possibly. You if you do like a wide spectrum thing, the that would probably help. But the issue is then you're jamming your own comms among each other, and to the support units.
God, Narcia must be fucking suicidal to want to go in there.
We're all
Wait,
suicidal to want to go
they're
in there.
close to
Fucking
suicidal.
nuts.
Suicidal, good agent of the Empire, same thing. Tomato, tomato.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I need to stop making PCs that want to get themselves killed.
Yeah, Narcia is meant to not want to die.
You can change the character,
Yeah.
but you can't change the soul.
It's true.
Still need to do the rolls and have the whole expedition to experiment because that dampening field, that little ECM, is something anyone and everyone can use, and ours is one of the only ones with enough forbidden lores to actually know how to set it up.
Yeah, if I'm not needed to go out to get dampening stuff, I'll probably be trying to mentally train myself so I can have a mental route to I need to stab myself now so I don't go crazy.
No, you need to stop them, specifically them, not yourself.
Of course. I'll try to kill my enemy with all my might. But it,
So, just going to let you know, Snaps, because it sounds like you want to go in and try to set it up in advance, yeah?
It would be nice.
Just like another scouting run? Sure. So,
Like we're
what
setting
do
up the
you
dampening
want?
field ahead of us?
Well, no. Do a scout run that you play around with signal jamming before doing the big assault.
Nah, I see, just to make sure if they work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
At least that was the impression I was getting. If
That
that's
is
wrong, let me
indeed
know.
what we're gonna be doing, because we need to find out exactly how they're mind fucking us in order to prepare the countermeasures. 'Cause even with all my forbidden lores, I still don't exactly know how it's happening, because we all did expertly well at saving from the psychic attacks.
So, now that we've seen what enemies' heavy support can do, remind me, how many wounds and armor does the gun cutter have?
Just a moment for that, if you please. But yes, just carrying on with what I was saying to Snips. So you can do that, no question. Resistance on this next scout run is a lot lighter. You don't encounter any actual men of iron, but they do still attempt to just make your chimera shut down, make you shut down.
I removed those functions a long time ago, boys. Is that what they're using? They're just shouting override codes plus? Really?
No, it's more insidious. It is a direct assault on the machine spirit.
Oh fuck.
It's similar, but not quite the same as the scrap code you encountered on Lev, but it works in a similar way. It is an actual, like, direct attack on the integrity and purpose of the machine spirit. But you know, you're prepared for that. You've got all of your sets of signal jammers, and you can play around with those, and you can work out how they are doing this which which bit of the new sphere they are utilizing, and you can set up jammers. They work for Presence Leaves.
Give it a roll.
No. Because here's the thing. It lasts about 5-6 minutes. Then it's back. It's changed itself to get around your tailored countermeasure. And you can retailor it. You can set it up again. You can send the presence away. But while you are setting up ECM, it is working its way around it. So you can just work out, it is about 5 minutes between when you set it up and when they find a way around. So in the midst of a fight it's going to be useful, but when you are riding up, when you're just exploring, you're gonna be you're going to have to be running your scanning and changing your jam changing your jamming to meet their adapted interference. If that is you want to do it custom tailored to only cut them off, you could still just run a wideband signal jammer.
I could potentially get a cogitator to do that.
Yeah,
but
just write a program to constantly modulate your jamming frequency every 5 minutes.
Yeah, high five. Me and Savin have watched Star Trek. That's the only way that
too.
it's the only way that they were able to overcome the board's adaptive technology. You have to just cycle your weapons and your shields every few minutes.
And now back to your question, Savin. The gun cutter. It has 45 hull points and armor, 45 front, 40 side, 30 rear.
Yeah, alright. Considering how long it takes the artillery support to come in, which is to say, like, intercessional, I say when we're making our approach to the grave, we just bring the gun cutter in to provide close support.
Fair enough.
Oh boy, that's risky. But then
Well,
again, what isn't?
I mean, she'll absolutely survive at least a turn of fire, at which point, if the gun cutter gets, like, severely damaged, Kira can
It's not
back
just
out.
fire.
Yeah, I think
They
we're
can
more
shut
worried.
it down with their minds.
I think we're more worried about it getting hacked than it getting shut
Oh.
down.
We'll just put it in the jammer. We'll just throw smoke to indicate targets.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
long as we can give our pilot a radar interception officer, we're good.
Just coordinate with her, like, this colored smoke is for targets, this color is for, like, pull out, this is for come pick us up.
All right. Is there any way that I can make a roll for Canticles of Soul Warding?
Explain what you mean.
We did this before in Only War when we were fighting the Necrons, but the Adeptus Mechanicus does have like ancient rites and stuff like that that they can do where you burn incense and stuff and you say ancient binary and it gives you reinforcement against outside influence.
Yeah, that is definitely a doable thing. I think that would... You wouldn't even need to use Forbidden Law. You could use a Scholastic or probably even a Common Law for it, but if you do forbidden, it will probably be extra effective. Let's call it a +0, and I'll care about your degrees of success.
Okay.
Wow. Even with the 78.
I have 65 int, and I have 4 ranks in Forbidden Lore Admech. You know what? For shits and giggles, I'll buy into another degree of success.
Alright.
So are those two going to be doing those rituals in front of us, normies? And by normie, I mean me.
Do you object?
No.
Yes.
What would I roll to either learn one of these? Oh wait, it's on Technolingua, isn't it? Fuck, never mind.
Also,
People.
Kinathis, we do have an amazing orbital ability, but unfortunately, it's destroy half a continent orbital ability. So right now we're using artillery. Macro cannons do kilometers wide.
So, Stray, buying in, so you have 4 total degrees of success. You can choose either 2 people to get a +20 bonus against this, or give everyone a +10.
God,
Everyone
a
plus
bunch of
10.
us are augmented except for Juno and fucking I forget Bobo's character's name. I'm an
Balti.
idiot. Baltus, yeah.
You know, it is entirely possible I just sit this one
No,
out as Narcie, and
no,
you focus
Baltus
the
does
20 on
have
Graves and yourself.
cerebral implants. Just for
Ooh,
being a psyker.
Right.
we just went over this. It really
He has
won't
I
be.
amazing
would.
willpower.
Okay, well,
I mean, I guess they can make me try and choke myself out with my robo hand, but
I
Yeah.
can. Okay, well, I can either give it to myself and our local delete everyone on the board, DCL and his mad lad, or I can
Consider
give
a
everyone a
sniper.
+10.
Just
I
give everyone a +10.
no make DCL immune 100%.
I have a
It's not immune,
28
it's just a
willpower.
+20.
Whatever.
Jesus Christ.
If you want, you can put both of them on Graves. It'll be a +30 instead.
Yeah, do that.
Why did I forge that?
Okay, I guess I'll put it on Graves. My God, 28 willpower.
It's really expensive for me to even raise that a little bit. In fact, I think that might be after I raised it. Let me check my advancements.
Next time you make a character, remember never dump stat willpower, toughness, or agility.
I mean, it's been working for me so far.
I mean, I
Out
can
of
say
sheer
the
luck,
same
yes,
about agility as well. So
Like, you can have low agility, but never dump stat agility.
I mean, no, I have dump stat, but dump stat agility.
I
Yeah,
dump
you have to
statted
correct that real quick.
toughness.
But yeah, do you remember? 28 willpower is only 2 below average.
Yeah, I know, but still, for the games and the way you run them,
I mean, like I said, I've been doing all right so far out of sheer luck, yes. But all things considered,
my God, you people, I have 50 toughness and fucking 40 willpower and 30 agility. What is wrong with you?
We have very similar stats.
Actually,
Gotta be tough.
I think I surpassed you in all of those except tough. I think I match you in toughness, match you in agility, and with 50 willpower.
Yeah, well, that's good. You're a psyker. If you have 40 willpower, I'd be very upset with you.
I was running with that for a little bit, but I boosted that. I still need to
Hurry
go
up and
more.
get to 65.
It's too fucking. Wait, I don't even know if I can. Well, yeah, I can.
You can
Yeah,
buy in willpower advances 5 times.
60, 65. Yeah, I can get to 65. But also, I have other stuff I got to buy now.
All right, so Graves gets a +30. So that
Okay.
brings it up to a 50-50 chance.
Oh, no. 58-42, much better than 50-50. It's just an entire 8%.
Yeah, well, I'm doing this, and now I only have a 40% chance of doing this. So, but the thing is, if my character goes nuts, I won't be able to completely annihilate the entire party within a round.
Yeah, that's what matters. Is Grave like we need to make sure Graves doesn't go insane, or he just doesn't come. We cannot
Okay.
have him going nuts.
Bravado aside, I'm almost 90% sure that the playbook, unless Ceiko was right next to me, and then you might need to worry, is that Ceiko would rather snipe me after my shield goes down after deflecting one bullet.
No, because the thing is, you would go nuts in the middle of combat, so you would just like turn around and kill us while we're all out of position.
Yeah.
I'm
All
glad.
right. So okay. So all of that aside, can I make a? Do I need to make a check to repair his shield generator, or are we good on that?
It's going to take a couple of days for healing and repairs anyway. You can just... Well, and then a couple of days for Augie to negotiate with Solomon and actually, you know, like at least a week to bring down the house guard. You have sufficient time that something like repairing a shield generator you can just do. No need to roll.
Right. So I'll just take 20 on that, I guess.
I assume the Knight and Chimera will also get fixed up in this time.
Yes.
Eight.
There is a tentative offer made as to, would you like to borrow one of our Dune crawlers?
Well,
Yeah, let's get that blown up
offering.
instead of my Chimera.
Crawler.
Dune
The
crawlers are
like
pretty metal.
What's a Dune Crawler?
Is that the giant
the combat
anti-air
walker?
unit?
Yes,
That's a combat walker.
Ooh.
I would like to drive it.
No.
Oh, then I may have misspoken as to which one it is.
Got like an eradication beamer and shit like that on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I said the wrong thing. There's something in the Dune Crawler family that is a troop transport, and they are willing to offer you one of those.
It has leggies? Because all the dune crawlers I know of have leggies, not treads or wheels.
Yeah, it has leggies. There's nothing wrong with leggies.
Yeah.
Can we put a mortar on
okay.
it?
Dune crawler. They're
It's more that it is slightly more armored than a chimera.
But is it open top?
oh, okay.
Right.
So yeah, it was fashioned by famed techno-archaeologist Arkin Land as a transport, but was soon modified into a weapon of war. It was renamed, equipped with force shielding, and replaced by the Millions.
Hi, this is Dune Rider.
It looks a little something like this.
Oh no, sorry, it is. Yeah,
No, please give us
sorry.
the hover pin.
Yeah, the thing I actually meant to give you was offer you as a lender was a Triaros armored conveyor.
That sounds.
Picture that.
Scutarii, Triaros armored conveyor.
I feel like I know what that is. I feel like I've actually seen it in a pet port, oddly enough. Oh, it's a
Oh,
tunnel train, guys. Yes.
it looks like yeah.
It's a snow piercer.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
hang on.
It is closed top. It is not as heavily armed as a chimera, but it's quite a bit more armored.
It's even got a cow scoop on the front.
Just in case your mom stands in front of it.
Yes. It has a hull-mounted, very heavy bolter, specifically the Mauler bolt cannon, and sponsor-mounted stuff, which murders.
That
So,
sounds fun. And
Oh
if
my
it dies,
God.
then I don't lose my chimera, so it's a win-win.
What if we threw the chimera in the garbage and got a Carachnos?
What if go fuck yourself?
It's the big daddy of the Trioros, but it has a mortar battery on it
Listen, if you
that
want to spend your
fires
influence to get
nukes.
that, you can. I spent my
It
influence
has
to get a
heavy
chimera.
armor and radioactive sheet.
Why don't we just get the lemon Narcia we were talking about?
Because that's not really good at transporting things. But yes, the Triaros
It
has
is. It carries the whole party.
the Triaros has front armor 40, side and rear of 30, 60 hull points, and a carrying capacity of 20.
Okay, how
See, we
about
can
we put
bring
the
a squad
house
of
troops in
Stormies with
there?
us, or whatever Augie's elite troops are called.
Put them in there and put us in the lemon rust so we can have an ammo explosion.
No.
Yes, his elite troops are called the Lupine Vanguard.
Lupine Vanguard, nice. I feel like Lupus Libertus was just made to go with Augie's little household. Gustus Lupus, the Lupine Vanguard. Really just fits together. Very Borky.
Yes. We all know Juno loves dogs a little too much.
Hey.
Step away from the dog.
No. What relationship is special, damn it?
But yeah. So, I feel like, having been smart enough to figure out, oh hey, let's use Augie's troops, and, Narcie working the jammer, we can skip past all of the outside fights. Like, you have sufficient force to just hammer your way through them. Especially given that you are, doing a creeping barrage. So, we will be going directly into the pyramid. But that'll probably be a next time thing, so is there anything else you guys want to do before that?
Can the knight fit inside the crypt thingy?
Really,
I still
No.
want to see how much of Juno is intact after the night ride.
Oh, that's right. I do owe you a psych visit.
Yes, some basic fundamental questions.
I guess I have to come back down from orbit with like the first wave of troops and report to the doctor's office.
In the meantime, have I reacquired my stems?
That's up to you.
I will absolutely try a requisition check. Ah, yes, I don't tell you about this, of course.
No, but there's a pretty
the-
good chance the doctor can tell that you're hopped upon stems.
Hey,
Juno, pop
just
a
enough to not
scrutiny
suffer
roll.
withdrawal.
Alright. That's the point. You're not suffering from withdrawal. Let's just spend fee.
Or am I? No, I'm not.
Well, let's try that again. With less
Can you
abject
try that
failure,
again?
preferably. There we go.
Oh, wow, fuck. Jeez. Okay, you want to be like this? I want to be like that.
Okay, thanks.
Alright, then.
Catch me with a
yeah.
fucking needle in hand.
No, it's not quite that bad.
Oh,
But
thank God.
yeah, Juno can definitely tell you are no longer suffering the effects of withdrawal. You are, you know, excitable, and it looks like either Narcia is using again, or she's found something else to get her rocks off.
It's fine. I replaced all your crack with cocaine.
Narcie.
What?
Narcie, you're using again, aren't you?
It's a reduced dose.
No, it's not. Lie to me.
How do
I
you
can
know
see
that?
it in your eyes. I'm a doctor, you idiot.
My eyes are cybernetic. There is not much to see in there. And
You'd
so
be
is the rest of my face, for
surprised.
that
Also,
fact.
the way your hands move. They have a spirit about them again that indicates a distinct lack of even the slightest hint of withdrawal. Even your voice has the same energy as it did before.
I could be doubling up on caffeine, you don't know.
And now you're being defensive.
This is supposed to be a psychic evaluation for you.
I'm
for
not
me.
sure you're in a position to give anyone a psychiatric evaluation. Narcie, we need to get you off this stuff. It's terrible for you.
It's not that bad. I've been
It
doing for
is.
years. In what ways?
In what ways?
Just a little upper.
Juno's going to be listing off all the side effects and the long-term consequences of STEM use, and then explain in detail what happens when you overdose, because you will inevitably overdose, Narcie.
Inevitably. You have such little faith in me.
I was gone for 3 days and you're back on the full dose. Should I have more faith?
No, Narcia does not.
Then yeah, just there is definitely a possibility of an organic heart exploding from a sufficiently high stim overdose.
Which is something that is not gonna happen.
Today.
Because I know my limits.
Yes, today, but that's the problem with addictive substances, Narcie. Eventually, it just gets worse and worse. That's why we need to work you down. I didn't make you go to cold turkey before.
Do I have to quit lol sticks next? Do I have to stop drinking recap?
I mean, low sticks aren't good for you, but recaf is fine. Mostly.
Mostly. Just Narcia's going to lean back on her chair. I don't want to stop taking this when we're about to go to a battle zone.
I
It'll make me
understand,
sluggish.
and given the circumstances, I can accept use going into combat where they are meant for, but you shouldn't be high on them just wandering around the base.
I am doing important work. I have to handle the logistics of this entire warband.
This entire warband is less than 10 people.
A lot.
Yet, do you have any idea the kind of bureaucratic nightmare I have to navigate on a daily basis every time we have to use our inquisitorial channels? No, you do not. You have not seen the things I have seen.
No, Narcie, I haven't. We each have our own unique experiences, but that's not an excuse to start destroying your body for no reason. You need
Well,
to
then
find
I
a
guess
better way
everyone
to
should
cope.
start doing their own paperwork.
If that will help take the load off of you, I'd be happy to start helping. I didn't realize you were so stressed. I'm sorry.
And that's when Juno had to roll 10d6 insanity points. That insanity immunity is not going to help you with paperwork.
Yeah,
It's
Juno's
only
going to suffer
corruption
from a
we
different kind of
admit.
corruption.
I mean, uh, most of the stuff isn't even for your eyes. It's highly classified information. This is gonna say badly lying, very obviously, as it's just trying to grasp at straws for her self-destructive behavior.
Narcie, you need help. Let us help you. She's going to come in and take one of your hands in both of hers. Please, come on. It hurts me to watch you destroy yourself like this.
I bet it doesn't hurt as much as charging into a line full of melta-cannons.
No, you're not changing the subject. Give your hand
Yes,
a
I am.
firm squeeze.
Ah,
Now, we're
okay.
taking you down to half doses outside of combat. Should be enough to keep the worst of the withdrawal symptoms. Gina's going to start rummaging in her pack, and she's going to take out some syringes full of stem and reduce them to half measures. Here.
Half doses.
And still use the full power when we go into combat. We need you at your best.
Half doses.
Keep you functional while you work through it. Eventually, your system will normalize this again. Whereas you just want to turn this into lesbian sex.
Yeah, half doses, sure.
Possibly, but no, that is just. Since you first rode Lupus Libertas, you are getting those similar thoughts like that. You could just hunt them, just pin them down, just.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's gonna behave like that.
Fucking 96.
Narcie, come on. Give me your doses. Don't make me take them from you.
I don't have them on me.
Then let's go to wherever you left them and get them stored away in the medical kit where they belong.
I need to finish some paperwork first.
Juno's gonna plant one of her power armored gauntlets like next to your head, push you up against the wall.
Holy shit, do
Narcie?
you ever take that thing off?
No, it's Sister Battle.
Yeah, let's throw a fate point at that willpower. And just put a little satchel on the desk.
Gonna take that. Put it over my shoulder. There. Juno will set the half-dose pens in a neat little row on your desk, then sit down on the chair across from you. So, was there something you wanted to talk about, Narcie? Big innocent smile.
I think I've seen enough for a day. You're free to go.
Alright. Remember, space those out. Those are all you're getting until we go into battle again. It'll be a lot worse for you if you take them all at once.
I will.
You will not take them all at once.
I will space out my dosage of stims to
Thank you.
be combat ready.
Atta girl. I'll be sure to check on you tomorrow.
Yeah, please
And
do.
Narcie, I'm proud of you. Juno will pat the package. It's a good first step. We'll get you there eventually. Good girl.
Yeah. Let's see if we even survive this next fight.
Yeah, it's gonna give Narcie a pat on the shoulder, call her good girl, and then leave.
How dare you?
So,
You know, Merz. I was gonna suss out the behavioral changes in Juno, but I think that punch in the wall told me everything I need to know.
yeah, probably.
Gonna note that down.
Juno, at some point after that, Jeff will find you. Hey, Joe, you operated that night like you were born for it. You're a real good pilot, and you know,
It's more accurate than you might think.
yeah,
Born for it part.
I know. After seeing you do it, I did look at your file a bit. The bits I'm authorized to.
Oh? Is that right?
Yeah. Um, well, frankly, he clears his throat. Little surprised you took the route you did. Most of us the scholars are orphans beforehand. Why did I send you there?
You mean to the Inquisition?
No, I mean, before what happened, why'd your family send you away to the scholars?
Oh. My understanding is that I was born on an auspicious day. I was the 7th child, and I was brought into this world on the day of one of my father's greatest victories in battle. He made a promise to the Emperor that he would dedicate his next child to his service should he and his Lance of Knights return from that thunderous conflict victorious. And lo, when he came home, there I was waiting for him. On that same day.
Oh. From what I've seen, you're more than living up to being a child of Providence.
Oh, I don't know about that, but thank you. I'm just trying my best to make a difference in the galaxy. I'm just one little speck in the great Imperium, but it's nice to see that we're bringing people together. She'll gesture at like one of the Fabricator General and Fabricator Locum's goons walking side by side now.
Remember, though, Lord Macarius was just a speck. Alanius Vapius was just a speck. Well, they both did a hell of a lot. Imperium runs on specs like us, so just reach out and change things. So don't dismiss yourself as just a speck.
Juno will blush a little. Well, so big words coming from a stormtrooper. Who taught you to give motivational speeches?
Oh, back before graduating, I was dating one of the girls in the commissariat school.
Ooh la la.
Juno just giggle. I see. Well, it certainly rubbed off on you.
You know, they make those desks really spacious. He grins at some private joke in that.
I bet. Oh, that reminds me. Juno will bring up her tablet and flick a little data file over to Jeff. Do you think I said I'd send you this if you were a good boy? She'll give him a wink and a slap on the shoulder. I need to go patch up the night. See you around, Jeff.
Yeah. Take care, boss.
And yeah, that's the the file from Juno's cleansing ritual back on Port Mall. He did ask.
He did. He was probably expecting it to be a little more outright erotic, but
Hey, who knows what gets his rocks off?
a fair point. Yeah. Given that Bob has already left, unless there is anything else any of you guys want to do before heading into the pyramid.
Well,
Is Narcia's answer a lot of drugs?
yes, actually.
Damn it,
But
Narcie.
aside from all the drugs I'm gonna shoot up in the time between here and there, I love tech heresy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do tech heresy. I think we're done here.
I mean, you should totally commit tech heresy. That sounds like a lot of fun. Just turn
It
your
is, but
personal
not
Wi-Fi
on
off.
this planet.
Come on, who's
This
gonna
is something I
notice?
can do. No one would be able to
What?
detect it, would they?
Why is turning your Wi-Fi off heresy?
Because that's not its default configuration.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I think that means everyone's done.
Yeah, seems like it.
Unless
I
I
have no
can
idea what
actually
to do.
turn off my Wi-Fi. Yeah, we're done.
Alright, and yeah. Thank y'all for playing, and let's open up the XP thing. As this was, well, actually, all roleplay and stuff after, like, the first bit. So, have you explored a new and interesting location?
Does the outside of the pyramid count since we've now scouted that apparently?
Do the themes of sexual Yuri tension count as a new and interesting place?
No.
Yeah, you're right. It's grounds Juno's is pretty used to.
Yeah, and as well, no, just. Oh, actually, no, because last time was a combat one, I didn't run this through, so. Yeah, actually, you can score in the Grave of Titans in general,
Sweet.
and then probably next time the inside of the pyramid. Did you uncover a new truth about the Gothic sector?
We found out what the Grave of Pyramid or the Grave of Titans was.
Yes, it very much lives up to its name. Did you develop a relationship with an important NPC?
Not particularly.
Yeah, I don't think getting Augie to develop a relationship with a different NPC really counts for us. He gets XP.
Alright, did you discover a new page in a PC's story?
I think our boy Jeff here brought up Juno's orphanhood for the first time ever. Because Juno's very specifically never mentioned that before.
Yeah, and as well, the drug talk with Narcie would also count.
Yeah.
It's okay, Juno. It matters not how you're born, but how you die for the Emperor.
That is the plan.
Did you advance your investigations?
Yeah, we got a force down to the planet ready to tackle this boy.
Yep. Yep. And did you make a sacrifice for the greater good?
No.
Narcie pussied out of tech heresy, so I don't think so.
I mean, I pushed it out of tech heresy as far as you guys know.
I mean, if you
Who
didn't
knows what
pussy
I've
out of
been doing
tech
in the background?
heresy, then we should get XP.
Nah, no, I totally have done tech heresy, right, Merz?
There was no tech heresy committed in this session.
In this session, but right afterwards. Alright. So 400 XP.
Yep. What does that put yours total at?
19,550.
Okie dokie then.
So, I have enough XP to buy the Inquisitor special advance. Can I just go ahead and take that? Yeah, thanks. All right, cool.
Nope.
No.
Yep,
no.
stop right there.
What? With the future?
Yeah, that's the future.
Where? All right.
Just gonna grab 19 health because
Holy
I
shit.
need it.
Holy shit! Do I actually go to bed at a decent, reasonable hour this time?
That's up to
No.
you. But in the meantime, if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow's Savin stares at Merz and DCL. Hopefully.
I'll be there.
All
That's my
right.
wrist
Hey,
off.
I was there last time. It was.
It's true. You were. You tried. You tried.
I gotta go get some birthday cake.
All right. Adios,
I'll see
YouTube
ya.
and Twitch.